My name's Jackie Hagan and I'm a theatre maker, stand-up comedian, playwright and activist. I got into the career that I'm in now by going nuts at university because it was like a big culture clash. When I was in psychiatric wards, I started reading a poetry book by someone called Rosie Lugosi, and then I started going to her workshops and performing at her open mics. You can see there's a bit of a theme. And I just kept on performing until eventually someone offered me a commission to do a solo show. And then I started to writing plays, getting more confidence, and now we're here. This isn't really what I always wanted to do. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a shepherd, and then I wanted to be a duck trailer, which doesn't exist. So it was just not really a thing. Like, I'm from a very working class background, and I know there's lots of brilliant working class writers, but it's just not really something that anyone says in school that you could be. You know, you're just gonna work in a shop, or if you're a bit creative, you might arrange the clothes in the window of a shop. So I just didn't really know about it. If I was gonna pick 3 adjectives to describe me, they would be jumble sale, space, bag lady who usurps expectation. That's what poets do with words. Proudest moment would be when I had my leg off. I really made a thing of it, rather than being like, oh God, this is awful, which it was awful. Instead of doing that, maybe the actual moment would be when I first saw my stump, and it's sort of got I don't know if you call it a deformity, it feels an awful word for it, but it's got what looks like a mouth on it. And so you're meant to be like, oh God, everyone's going to judge me on this, it's so ugly, and it is ugly. So I drew 2 eyes on it, and then henceforth came stunt puppetry. A moment in my life when I was broken was when I was 19 at university, full of rage and impotence and vulnerability. And my dad had just died, and I went to a posh university and did philosophy without knowing that I was working class, so obviously I went mental. It just never come up in my life. Where I'm from, Skem, it doesn't even have a class system. There's just people with slightly nicer shoes, and so I really lost it, and it was horrible. So when I was at my absolute lowest, which when I was a teenager going nuts and I hadn't found my way yet, I think what got me through day to day was maybe bit by bit finding my people, finding people who were broken and connecting with them. I think that the idea of perfection is really dangerous because it means that people's needs, you push them so far down because you're trying to be this default wonderful human that no one says what their needs are, and that's horrific. The opposite of perfection is people, which is honest, which is truth and beauty. And I mean people being cups with a bit broken out of them, I love people with sort of tics or stutters, or when your mum said will never ever pronounce Wi-Fi right, or just people being themselves is brilliant. Life is about all the crumbly, all the nice bits of people being themselves when you can really connect and engage. I think sort of supposed flaws about me, or ways in which I am broken, the ways in which I don't function in the way society wants you to. I really enjoy that because I don't want to function in the way society wants me to, because society isn't working for me. So, great. And things that I like about myself, that I used to hate everything about myself. And now I really enjoy that I just don't care about loads of stuff that people are obsessed with, I'm just not bothered.